Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller. Who's going to win this fight? Well, before we talk about who's going to win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances in which Andy Ruiz fought Chris, and which Chris dropped Andy Ruiz in round 2. But then Andy Ruiz brought it back, outlanded Chris, and he ended up taking it by decision.
Andy, the Destroyer!
After this, Andy Ruiz went on to fight Ruiz, in which Andy Ruiz dropped him twice in round 2.
There's a big left and a right. And there's a right hand.
Andy Ruiz then dropped him again in round 7, and obviously Andy Ruiz ended up taking it by decision.
The Destroyer, Andy!
Let's take a look at Jarrell Miller's latest performances in which he fought Lucas Brown, in which both went back and forth, both had some great shots until Jarrell Miller dropped and put a lot of punishment on Lucas Brown, and the rest enough and stopped the fight in round 6. After this, Jarrell Miller went to fight Daniel Dubois, in which Daniel Dubois took control of the whole entire fight, won every single round, and put a lot of punishment on Jarrell Miller, in which the ref seen enough and stopped the fight in round 10.
Now, here's the thing about this fight. I really don't like this fight because we don't know what's about to happen. Since both men are heavyweights, we can either get a very boring and long fight, or we could get a very entertaining fight. But anyways, another reason why I don't like this fight is because it doesn't mean anything to either man, because Andy Ruiz hasn't been active, his last fight being in 2022 and being his only fight that year. Meanwhile, Jarrell Miller has been active as he had 2 fights last year, but he is ranked number 28. So that's why I say this fight doesn't mean anything to either man, because if Jarrell Miller wins, well, he doesn't gain anything. And if Andy Ruiz wins, well, he also doesn't gain anything besides the fact that he has been able to get a win after not fighting for 2 years. But anyways, how's this fight going to go and who's going to win this fight? Well, like I said, it could be a very long and boring fight since Jarrell Miller looked pretty out of shape against Daniel Dubois, which caused him to gas out and perform very badly. So if it wasn't for Daniel Dubois that stopped him, it would have been a much more boring fight. And the fact that Andy Ruiz has been out for some time, we don't know how he's going to come back. Are we going to get the same Andy Ruiz that beat Anthony Joshua? Or are we going to get a much worse Andy Ruiz? Well, I'm not sure, but regardless, I think that the fight goes to the decisions, Andy Ruiz will take it. But if somebody ends up getting knocked out, then either man can take it. But regardless, I think Andy Ruiz will win this fight. I just can't see him performing worse than Jarrell Miller.